Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the 1978 World 3D event.
30 years ago, over a period of 4 hot and humid days in September, an enthusiastic crowd of over 170,000 people gathered together in Lexington, Kentucky to celebrate the sport of eventing. The 1978 World 3-Day Event Championships, held on the grounds of the new Kentucky Horse Park, were successful beyond imagination. 30 years later, as a direct result of the 1978 World Championships, enthusiastic crowds still gather each April in Lexington to attend the event now known worldwide as the Rolex Kentucky 3-Day Event, where people young and old come to honor the horse and the sport of eventing. Recently, Jane Atkinson, Executive Vice President of Equestrian Events, Inc., the group responsible for organizing both the 1978 World Championships and Rolex Kentucky, came across a remarkable find. Deep in the confines of EEI's storage room, she came across a collection of old film containers. Having no idea what they held, she decided to have the films converted. Little did she know what a wonderful piece of eventing history she'd resurrected. As originally narrated by Bruce Davidson, we invite you to travel back in time to see where and how it all began.
Yeah. I won't. See you next week, Annie.
Okay, what should I do for next week? The same?
Yeah, why don't we just plan on Tuesday, but we'll try to get both on Tuesday evening.
Okay, 5 again? Or should I go earlier?
If you can come a little earlier, we'll try to go earlier, but otherwise it'll just give you time to get settled.
Okay, do you want me to give you a check for
Everything the first time had gone exactly as I'd hoped it'd go, exactly as I'd walked it, exactly as I'd trained the horse. Almost the way you would dream it would go after you've schooled the horse yourself. Cappy gave me a chance to do that. Irish Cap? It came from a man named Cappy Smith. He found the horse in Ireland and brought him over here as an unbroken 4-year-old. The farmer that he was buying horses from had a very good horse that was trained and so forth, and that was the horse that Cappy wanted. My horse, Irish Cap, was out in the field, untouched, unbroken, 4 years old, and wild. And the farmer, being a good Irish horse dealer, apparently said, if you want the good one, then you have to take that one too. Tango is not a straightforward, by-the-book type of horse the way Cappy was. And he's also still very green. He really was only just out of the preliminary ranks when he went to Kentucky. He doesn't ever try. I have never felt that Tango has exerted himself to do anything. But he also is a winner. So the second time around, it was fun in a different way because I knew he was going to be great. It was a little bit like narrating this film. I know the outcome, but I have to wait till tell y'all.
Anglais. Voilà. Oui.
Argentinian.
We begin this World Championship competition with the soundness inspection.
The rider is Teniente Alberto Gonzalez.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Let me follow this rider here. Wrong direction, wrong direction.
Next course, the lead here, advance, number 100.
It started to pour.
May I have your attention for a moment, please? There will be absolutely no smoking in this area, and we kindly request all people up in the loft to leave there. We cannot allow you to stay in the loft for safety.
Albrand, ridden by Herbert Blocker,
Gold patch.
are a very experienced German combination. We'll be keeping an eye on the Germans as a team power, more than as an individual power. They've been progressively getting better horses and having better results.
Now we come to the horses from Great Britain. The first is Bleak Hills.
For Great Britain, this is Richard Meade's horse, Bleak Hills, an older horse with plenty of experience. He's been difficult in the past, and I think the real consideration is that Richard Meade is riding him. Richard's famous for getting everything out of his horses.
Lawrenson is a 10-year-old Whaler.
Mike Plum and Lawrenson.
A 10-year-old Welsh horse, of course.
Mike Plum is the most experienced three-day event rider in the world. 5 Olympic Games, and recently the winner of Ledyard, 77, on this horse. The 1976 Olympic gold medal winners, Tad Coffin and Ballycore. 2 more veterans of our American Olympic team, Marianne Tosky with Marcus Aurelius.
That's the inspection. The next horse is Mike Tango, ridden by Bruce Davidson, the 7-year-old thoroughbred. Jacopo Re.
What's that?
The other, Paul Dressage.
Yeah.
The first day of the competition is dressage. 3 judges note the horse's relaxation and the pair's teamwork and coordination through a series of movements on the flat.
Mike Tango. For the United States, number 5, Bruce Davidson with Mike Tango.
He'd been very difficult in his warm-up. Took a long, long time to get his attention. And I think the crowd at this point weren't educated enough, and they were a little bit noisy for the first few horses. And by the time I came in as the 5th horse, the whole crowd was going shh and trying to keep everyone quiet. But when you have 3,000 people going shh, it makes a lot of noise. And he got a little bit lit up when he first went in the ring. He wanted to look up and see the people in the stands. This horse doesn't give me his undivided attention. It's hard for a young horse their first time in competition. I went through years with Irish Cap the same way, unable to absolutely captivate him throughout the whole test. The final score was 61.4, leaving him in 11th place after dressage. Jane Holderness Rodham of Great Britain and Warrior. This is a really nice horse, very good mover, and seems to have an excellent disposition. Valley Corp started off a little bit on the muscle. A lot of the horses didn't like the center line. The center line was raked for each horse, as it always is. And as they marked where X was, a lot of horses came in and looked down at it and became nervous. Final score, 66.8. Otto Ammermann on Volturno. This horse really caught a lot of people's eye in the dressage. He's very good looking and a very impressive type of animal. From Holland, Eddie Stibbe and Autumn Hayes putting in a dynamic performance. Richard Meade in Bleak Hills.
Stopped his tail, too. Mm-hmm. He's having a very nice ride. Yeah.
That was number 43. From Great Britain, Richard Meade riding Blake Hill.
Getting him undressing now. The heat is enough to kill him, isn't it? How was Richard Meade's ride?
How was it? I unfortunately was over on the other side and could hardly see it, so I don't know.
Richard Meade from Great Britain riding Bleak Hill. Judge at H, 140, judge at C, 139, judge at M, 143. The result after dressage is 59.6 penalty points.
Hey, where'd they go? Well, I'm coming to you trying to stop the game. Terrific. Thing about the levelness of the judges that time. He's really that good.
The next competitor is number 45 for the United States, numéro 45 pour les États-Unis, Michael Plum, riding Lawrenson.
Mike talks about his horse, Lawrenson.
Lawrenson is a difficult horse to warm up. He's not a terribly relaxed horse. He knows he's going to compete, so it takes a good hour and a half to make him soft and make him relaxed. He tries when he's in the ring. He's precise, he's attentive, he's never let me down in a dressage test. I felt that he needed more lengthening here at the extended trot. He doesn't flow naturally. I wish that I were able to ride him more forward. And this, at another time, is something we have to work on and to perfect. I dropped my leg on him, and he swapped leads. It was my fault. I asked for too much, and I didn't compensate with my legs. Without question, this was one of the better tests that he's ever done.
Well done, man.
Good job.
What I did was I did it just off the, I started down by the compulsory markers of first set.
Thanks, Mom.
And, I started up at the top.
At the end of the dressage, 4/10 of a point separates the first-place United States team from Germany, and Great Britain is close behind.
And that's the British team. It's complete. Now the German I don't have.
Ja, hier, 171 hat denn hier gerade Lawrence.
149.
Lawrence and I are the individual leaders with a score of 50.2, followed closely by Warrior and Autumn Hayes.
Yeah, man, I've done the racing circuit, and now I'm so enthralled, I'm going to give you the album. I have you out, going to college.
On the steeplechase with Captain Carlos Rawson from Argentina on Kalen.
Yeah. Ooh.
First to go for Great Britain, Lucinda Pryor Palmer on Village Gossip. He was 30 seconds fast on the steeplechase. Here on the cross-country course, Kaelin jumps fence number 5, the Diamonds, and heads downhill to the Johnny Lane crossing. He's going to take the slower route through and jump them each independently. I did it the same way on Tango. That's the cautious way. And a straight line off of angles is the more direct route.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Lucinda and Gossip starting the cross country.
2, 1, go. Let me ride. 5.
An example of the direct line. She's a great cross-country rider. Despite a fall later in the course, she still had the fastest time of the day. Behind Lucinda, Juliet Bishop on Sumatra, also straight through the Jenny Lane crossing. I had been told how fast Lucinda and Sumatra were. Because of that, I went really slowly out of the box. He's bred to gallop, and that's more natural to him than anything else.
Going nicely, isn't it? Big, strong, look at it.
Really? It looks like he keeps going all day.
Thanks, David. Number 5. 1 minute.
Somehow I knew I was going out on course to really have a good ride, to really have a good time, and I think the horse really liked it.
Number 4 is clear during 2:10. Number 5 doing 2:05, clear. You're all set. Stop both of Jackson stand.
He bounces the Normandy where most horses put a stride. The first German horse on course, Herbert Blocker and Albrandt. Albrandt's approaching the serpent.
I appreciate the question. How do you make up?
He was clear. On his second attempt, Albrandt just clears the first part of the serpent. And Herbert Blocker decides to retire an exhausted horse.
When he's clear walking on top of the hill somewhere, okay, where there's some air.
He was clean.
New Zealander Carol Harrison and Topic get the condition check before cross-country. The New Zealand team worked for years fundraising and trained in North America 5 months before Lexington. At the end of the event, they had to sell their horses to pay for the trip.
1, go!
Topic is really moving. This round from an inexperienced combination produced the third fastest time of the day. Marianne Tosky on the steeplechase course with Marcus Aurelius. I went, that was the slow way he slipped over the cat.
When you pulled up,
And he banked open, and he just jumped. At the 10-minute halt before Marianne rides cross-country, I tell her how the course rode. He banked.
Okay, let us, we have to go. Okay, we didn't bother you from your blackboard.
Shortly after unsaddling, it became apparent that Mite Tango was suffering from heat and exhaustion. It would be like turning your car engine off and it just slowly boils over. Luckily, the team vet, Marty Simonson, was on hand and administered oxygen, electrolytes, and ice water. Yes, the horse was in serious danger. Marty knew what needed to be done. He saw it from the moment it began. I think he really saved the situation.
That's more ice. Here, Lord. Oh, that's how fast did you go?
I never that day felt overheated or tired or pressured. I never felt pushed. But when I went home that evening, I was exhausted. Anything you say, that's the first time I thought, oh my goodness, I will never ask you to guide because I'll be in trouble if I do. That's something that kids have to understand, is that the horses aren't in floor.
Number 8.
One, go.
She's taking the option to get out, to jump and then turn through the open gate. And he did it very handily. Right behind Marianne is Mike Huber on Gold Chip. Marianne and Marcus at the water. You can see how deep the water was and what an effort it is for the horses to work their way through that. At the Serpent, Marcus appears tired, so Marianne selects the slow route.